I came back because I just wanted to end on asking you my three questions. She'll be here momentarily. Thank you guys for watching it today. It was hard to get. There she is. There she is. Hey, Lady Hollywood.
I can figure it out.
Okay, there it is. So the big question, and I love that you're like, I don't want anybody to have to figure out how to move it along and whom to move it along to. I want to know, what is the big thing that your path and your career has given you? What would you say if you were to put it into one word or a phrase or a lesson learned? What's the big thing that your path and your career, your unconventional path and career, has given to you?
Wow, that's hard.
I know,
You
or
asked some
it's
big,
hard
good
to come up
questions.
with a definitive
Yeah,
language
as
of
the
absolutes. What is a really big, wonderful lesson that your path and in your career that you have carved out has given to you?
the belief that we are capable of doing far more than we know, and that instead of trying to be additive, this is really probably the meta lesson here is that we always want. I think as a society, we're looking for more, more, more. And I have learned more than anything else is that a lot of times it's less, less, less. And that is that's actually the technique I use in working with
Mm-hmm.
organizations and in everybody I work with is that what are the obstacles in your path to doing what comes naturally? Because in so many cases we have a way through, but there are so many obstacles in our path. And so instead of just focusing on that goal, is we need to be focusing and attending to removing those obstacles. And once we
Mm.
do that, then things are so much easier. The activation energy is so much higher. We can move from here to there in such more fluidity because we're not just constantly having to rejigger our work over and
Ooh,
over and over again.
look at you
Remove
dropping,
the obstacles in your path.
boom, dropping knowledge. I
Yeah.
love that. Focus. Don't just focus on the goal. Focus on the removal of the obstacles. That's beautiful. Okay. So,
Well,
thank you so much. Then I used to love watching this show called Inside the Actor Studio with James Lipton.
love it. Oh, I
Did
had I
you?
have my answers. I got my
Girl,
answers.
good. Because those are my questions. I'm
Oh,
like,
I
look,
love them.
and I know he got them from the French host, Francois something.
Proust. Yeah, he got them
Yeah.
from Proust.
But
They're the Proust questions. And he actually Proust got them from somebody else. Yeah, this is yeah.
but they're awesome questions, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm loving this. So I'm like, okay. I always call it the biggest, like, low budget television show that I loved. I knew I was just like, this is my jam. It's my jam. I was like a young girl, like in college, like, how do I eat it? And it looked so ridiculous to my friends. They're like, this is like some old people nonsense, but I loved it. Anyway, what sound or noise do you love?
Rain falling on the metal roof.
Ooh, 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 young lady.
Love it.
Rain, metal roof.
Now,
You know
before
what?
I lived in a house with a I should point out, before I lived in a house with a metal roof, I would have said the sound of a small waterfall. Because as
Ooh,
I was a whitewater kayaker for years, I just loved knowing that there's not like some huge waterfall coming up that you should be scared
yeah, yeah,
about,
yeah.
but just a
That's a four up
small,
there. There's a four coming up to you.
yeah,
I love that.
small. Love that noise. But the
I
reality
love it
is,
too.
I love that noise, but it is the sound of rain on a metal roof. It's a very similar sound actually to
It
the
is.
light. Oh, just love it though.
It is a good sound. What sound or noise do you hate?
Chalk on a chalkboard. Not fingernails, just the sound of chalk on a
The know
chalkboard.
that
Oh.
I remember that sound. It's so, I didn't hate that sound, but that's so funny. I know what you mean.
I was not school is not my jam. So yeah.
What is your favorite curse word?
Uh, All right, so I'm going to hem and haw on this one because I have realized, as having spent a lot of time with my 15-year-old son recently, that I've been cussing a heck of a lot more than I used to. And while I would have in the old days said probably damn,
Uh-huh.
damn,
Damn.
damn,
That is a good one too, though.
damn, I can work that in even, no matter what the company is.
Uh-huh.
Shit is just so much more useful.
Ooh, I mean, it just locks in that feeling. It's like, shit, I get it. Yes. I love it. I love
So
it.
I just want to point out that a couple of years ago we were hanging out with my mom, who lives in a community of mostly senior citizens in a big community. And my son at the time was probably about 10 when we were coming to visit her, and that was every other word it seemed like out of her mouth. And I don't remember her cussing ever before that. And I remember like, Mom, you gotta cut out the shits. Like it was so, and
Don't talk
she
about
was
mom.
on she was unaware that she was saying it at all, let alone as frequently as she was. And so now, as I am telling you, that has become my favorite
Uh,
curse word. It's just
I
right
think
after
it's mine
Mother's
too.
Day, and I'm applauding her.
Yes, mom.
Shit.
Sorry we judged you and told you you were using it
So
too frequently.
sorry.
Shit,
And
mom.
my now 15-year-old uses it all the time. So, it
How I
works.
knew I was using that word a lot was my then 2-year-old daughter was taking a shower with her Aunt Joy, and my Aunt Joy's bathing her and everything, and Aunt Joy dropped the shampoo, and my 2-year-old goes shit, shit, and Aunt Joy came to me and said, "Listen, Shay, you've got to stop cursing, because Kaya, I dropped the shampoo, and Kaya said shit too." I was like, I am a great parent. I'm a great
You
parent.
are.
Yeah. Oh, it was hilarious. Okay. What if you weren't pursuing the career that you currently are, that we know you carved out and created because it didn't exist? What other career would you be doing if you weren't doing what you're doing now?
Also one I've spent. See, I'm having too much time on my hands. I'm thinking about these things on a regular basis.
I love it.
Uh, I used to say I wish I would have been a physicist.
Ooh.
Now, that's just patently ridiculous. Let's be realistic. There just aren't that many opportunities to be physicists in the world.
Well,
Um,
for me, it seems like there might be a lot of opportunities, because when's the last time you met a physicist?
yeah.
Right. So I'm like,
Touche.
I think that you might have a locked in career, like where no one's firing your butt because they need you. They can't go down the street and get the same person with the same level of skills. I like the physicists.
I love looking at the world as fundamental particles and figuring out how things work. Not so much the mechanics of them, though I enjoyed that as well, but just the relationships of how things are connected, the complexity. I
Mm-hmm.
love anything to do with complexity theory. Um,
Mm.
so that's a big part of it. That's my old answer.
Give me your new one.
My more current answer is being a mover.
In what
How's
regards?
that for a shock?
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
I've moved so we've cleared out so many houses over the last couple of years that I again and I'm on my best when my hair's on fire. Oh my God, I've only ever met one person in my whole life who loves the going into
The
a
fire.
space with people's emotions and their stuff and being able to clear through it and being able to separate the things that really are meaningful and the things that are just there out of habit.
I love doing that.
And oh gosh, so now I've met somebody else doing it,
Yeah, I love
and
that. I wouldn't
helping
have said that,
people
but I do.
move along their lives and their stuff, and they're just getting to a new, freer, healthier, happier place in the world. And I just that it's hard. It's hard to separate out the stuff from the emotions of my own and other people's, but I think there just really is a sweet spot. And I just that it may, and I like the
And so
muck and
you're
the
talking about literally
carrying,
being a physical mover.
literally,
But,
Yeah, I think it's, you know, some services that go along with that. You know,
yeah.
I don't want to just, I don't want you to box it up and for me to move it along, but I could help clear out people's stuff and move it into, you know, a new, healthier situation and still let them feel whole. Because I think so much of the moving tumult, the, you know, all the stuff being thrown up in the air, it just feels so unsettled and it's so scary for so many people.
Mhm.
But it's not scary at all for me. And let me tell you, I have been working with some of the organizations I've worked with and I've really seen crazy. This just seems, I'm not going to say minor, it still seems very significant. But I know that if people can do this stuff, they can sure do this stuff. And
Mhm.
I'd like to be present in that process.
I love it. So if heaven exists, what would you like God to say when you get there?
Oh, we need your help.
I love it. I love it.
So glad you're finally here. We got these messes to clean up. Oh, yay.
You're finally here. I love it. Oh, Marcia, you have been a joy of joy. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh,
We're going to
one-handed
get to know each other
day.
outside of here.
That's great. I look forward to it. I look forward to that resale shop in St. Louis.
Yes, girl.
Ooh.
It's a pretty amazing store. I'll show you my boots.
All right. Sounds great. Well, thank you for the patience of figuring all this stuff out. This is what happens with
I knew
moving
it was
and
going to be
newness,
great.
and we'll get it there.
I knew it was going to be great because of that. Thank you, Marcia. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.